Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews of David Lloyd, Southampton, up against Oki and Mayo. So Oki and Mayo at the bottom of your screen. Matthews and Nash at the top of your screen. It's going to be Matthews to serve.
They can play without pressure, Nick. Nash and Matthews. They can let a few go. And a good start straight away. And you can see and hear, I don't know if you can hear that at home, Nick, but support clearly going for the underdogs early on.
And that ball's called in as well. What a great drive there from Jake Matthews. And probably should just remark here for people watching at home that all four of these players are involved in the setup in one way or another with PickleB. Very much working behind the scenes in a variety of different guises. So on the second birthday of PickleB, it's a PickleB matchup here. A feast for everybody. ATP from Scott Mayo. It's showtime here live from the Oxtalls Tennis Centre in Gloucester. Scott Mayo pounces on the overdink from Nash. Just bides his time, then pinches it back into the court, as you can see on the ultra slow-mo provided by our technical director. Great action here at the start of this encounter. Lewis Oki falls foul of the kitchen line, and for experienced players like Oki, you wonder what the levels of concentration are like at times. Jake Matthews have already pierced one volley between Mayo and Oki. This time sends his drive long.
Happens to the best of us by the looks of things, Nick. And it's very easy for us as commentators, not scheduled to play this weekend, to say people are getting all confused about it. And it's obviously causing an issue.
Well, Oki's just remarked there on court that he preferred the line when it was white as opposed to red. So, interesting.
Yeah. There's no perfect solution, it seems. Yeah.
Ernie from Scott Mayo, who's bringing out all of the entertaining shots here in the early exchanges. Jumps over the kitchen line, reads the dink from Matthews, and pushes the volley down.
That's a shame there from Matthews, because it was a nice backhand speed up, created the opportunity, created the pop-up, but just left it, and that one dropped in.
Change of direction from Oki, opens up his shoulders, is able to punch that volley back behind Phil Nash. Impressive from Oki.
Yeah, that lovely backhand roll when he's dinking. A lot of topspin on that shot.
impressive stuff here from Scott Mayo and Lewis Oakey, who after losing the first 2 points have gone on a 6-point run. Both these players, Tim Spurway, will be hopeful of being included in the Premier Pickleball League next season. That draft gets underway next week with the Premier Draft happening on Monday. Challenger later on in the week. Both players will have aspirations at featuring at one level or another.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they both go in on some capacity. Both playing a lot of pickleball and performing at a very high level at a lot of these tournaments, so they put themselves in the running.
And whilst it's very comfortable for Mayo and Oakey, they're the ones with the experience and the back pedigree. Phil Nash and Jake Matthews are just demonstrating the level of progress that they've made, especially in the past 6 months here. Just a reminder to viewers at home that these levels are combined this afternoon, so Mayo and Oakey very successful in the 4.5 plus, even 5.0 category at times, and Nash and Matthews definitely been performing at 4.0 level, but being restricted to 4.0 level. So having the opportunity to play Oakey and Mayo is definite step up, and they're competing, which they'll be pleased about.
Yeah. These rallies aren't one shot, misses. They're working their way into these points, and they're making Mayo and Oakey win them.
It's very rare you see a celebration like that off a net tape, but Phil Nash is loving his time on the show court here. Great drive again from Matthews, and that left-hand forehand is a weapon.
It is, yeah, and you can see Phil Nash. They've obviously talked about a shake and bake, because Phil Nash is running in, almost flying up to the kitchen line when Jake Matthews is preparing that forehand. So that's obviously something that's successful for them. Shake and bake, for those that don't know at home, is when on the third shot of a rally, your partner or one of you hits a strong drive and then anticipates a pop-up. So your partner follows through for hopefully what is an easy put away.
Nash continues to show exuberance here like a puppy, and he's standing at the wrong kitchen zone. There we go. Like a newborn puppy here, Phil Nash on centre court. A little cocker spaniel.
Yeah, absolutely full of energy.
There he is, the man himself. Look at that preparation. Footwork. And drive into the net. There you go. Phil Nash, who gives us a little wave before getting himself out the non-volley zone once more.
Apologises to us. He should probably be apologising to his partner.
Nice backhand roll for Matthews. Yeah, great defence by Jake Matthews. Speed up from Mayo. So opportunity here again for Nash and Matthews. And is Nash just beginning to tire? Once more, the forehand from Matthews just causing Mayo a little bit of trouble, Tim Spurway.
Yeah, that was nice. Just a couple of inches over the net, dipping down. Was enough to put Scott Mayo off and put that volley into the net. And this get interesting, but Mayo has been really hitting that cross-court dink nicely. And that also reaps its rewards on that point. Really good precision in that dink.
Phil Nash with the backhand punch volley. He's absolutely over the moon with that shot. Scott Mayo goes cross court. But it's Nash who manages to put the volley away.
I think he'll be pleased because he might have one on the highlight reel with that shot. Really nice play, nice anticipation from Phil Nash.
But here we are, it's game point for Oki and Mayo. And there it is, Scott Mayo and Lewis Oki get the job done, remain on course for the knockout stages. Great moments in there for both Matthews and Nash. Matthews' forehand spectacular, Nash's backhand volley spectacular. But all the plaudits go to Lewis Oki and Scott Mayo as they march on in our men's 18 plus 4-0 and above division. We'll be back with more action here live from Gloucester after this short break.